everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am doing my August layout share a little late this month. I was out of town at the end of the month and I just kind of almost forgot to do it. And I don't have a whole lot of layouts to share. August wasn't a super productive month for me, but I do have a couple layouts that I wanted to share with you, and some of them that I didn't even share on the blog, so these will be brand new that you've never seen. Most of them are Cheeky Studio design team layouts. A couple of them I did just for myself, so I'll go into those when I get there. First was the cover for my Traveler's Notebook, which I did for the Cheeky Studio design team. And I did this using the August kit. Yeah, featuring the Notebook Nancy ephemera. And I still have a couple pieces left in my August kit, mainly just the ephemera and the embellishments. I used it most of the paper, and you'll see, or you have seen coming up. I don't know if I'm going to share this one, but I did do a couple pages already on the inside, but the cover was what I did for August. And I really like the way it came together. Brought in a couple stamps and some stencils from my stash. Mainly used those ephemera pieces, a lot of the Maggie Holmes, the stickers. Loved this little square accessory piece. It was an exclusive in the August kit, so if you're not a Cheeky Studio kit subscriber, you're missing out on these really fun exclusive embellishment, exclusive ephemera pieces. Those are really awesome. And I had actually painted the cover of this. It was as you can see, this is what it was. It was just a regular like cardstock craft book, and I painted it this kind of plum color and a gold color. This was the original book that I am kind of journaling out of. It's called Fierce Faith, and I was trying to make it sort of look like the cover of this, not exactly specifically the exact same colors, but that's what I had in my paint stash, so that's what I went with. And then I just added some of the pattern paper and the stamping, and I really like the way that cover turned out. I don't have like a notebook per se to keep this in when you open the pages and you keep all of your stuff that you're working on inside of it. I guess it's a traveler's notebook like cover or planner, booklet or whatever. So I'm just kind of keeping this out in the open. But I think I might get one of those just because I want to keep this kind of protected a little bit. But I like the way this cover turned out. This is my first time doing a traveler's notebook, so I'm kind of learning as I go. This layout I did just for fun, using up some recollections, pattern paper, and some just random cardstock from a paper pad that I got at Michael's, and some old, I think this was Seven Dots Studio from an old International Scrapbook Garden kit. So these, it was a winter themed kit, and this was just an old picture from January of moving into some January photos finally. And I just was going back to an old layout that was designed from Chrissy's Beautiful Life. She'd done some stuff with tags, and I had a whole bunch of tags in this paper collection. And I just decided to try, I'd done this before, again using this paper collection, and I kind of wanted to try doing it again because the way it turned out before was a little bit different than what I had anticipated. So I had a different picture, just a single picture this time, and I cut it down a little bit smaller than what I had done before. And I like the way it turned out, although I think I am missing an embellishment. I think I had a smaller little car up here, and it must have fallen off. So I'll have to look for that. I think I have an extra one somewhere. But I did the tags in sort of an overlapping pattern, cut the paper picture down to size, and kind of backed it with some of the coordinating pattern paper. And then just did a couple of embellishments, in the corners here, added some of the Kaiser Craft little pearlescent little dots there. And then I had originally just done this on the pink cardstock. I didn't have the pattern, the polka dot paper behind it, and I thought the pink cardstock is just so blah, and it's really missing something, even with my little splatters. So I went back and I cut the pink cardstock down, and I added the polka dot behind it, and I'm really glad that I did. I think that gives it just a nice frame to it. So I'm glad with the way this turned out. I can add that to my album. This one I did share on the blog. It was for the Scrap Room's Freaky Fest Formula Challenge. So they gave you certain paper sizes that you were supposed to use. Like we had to use a square size. This one, and this one. I think this one were the specific sizes you had to use, but then you can put them together however you want. So this is how I put mine together. And these were using some Bo Bunny papers that also came in that same International Scrapbook Garden kit. I had some Prima embellishments here from the ephemera pack and a sticker pack. Also added in some Cheeky Studio stickers. These are old Valentine's Day 2018 stickers. And then I don't know who made these alphas. They were just part of my stash. But I really like the way this one turned out, and I thought it was a really fun challenge too. Just to kind of mess around with the way the papers were. Just it's a nice challenge. I should actually go back and look to see who the winner of the challenge was, because we were playing for a prize, so that was pretty cool. And this one, not your typical layout. I just like to make kind of like card pockets to keep Christmas cards in when we receive them. And I did kind of embellish the pocket a little bit just so I can kind of remember who the cards were from and the year. And I'm just kind of using up some old Christmas embellishments here. So it was just really a really easy one to put together. This was one for Cheeky Studio, the design team. I was using the Furry Friends collection. It was a washi tape challenge, so I used a whole bunch of washi tape there. And I do believe that this was a sketch that I entered into a sketch challenge too, and I can't remember where. It might have been like Let's Be Inspired or something. I'll have to look that back up, but I did share this on the blog too. And it was just, I really like when I'm able to get multiple photos on one layout. And because these pictures are of my daughter looking at a dog, I use the Furry Friends collection because it's all about dogs, and it's just such a cute collection. It's great for every day, but it's also kind of got, you know, the hearts and everything in it. So it's fun for Valentine's Day stuff too, which I really like. It's very versatile. This is another one for Cheeky Studio, using up my July kit. It's just so gorgeous with those Sweet Succulents ephemera pieces, and I loved the Vicki Boutin stickers that came in here too. I loved this kind of design that I did. I don't think I did a YouTube video for this, but I just love kind of like dividing the paper, not really even in half, but just having that separation between, like, this is the pattern paper here, and then I have a solid down here. I've been playing with that a lot lately in some of my layouts, and I really like kind of putting everything on a diagonal as well. That might be kind of like my signature these days. And I'm really glad that I got the Amy Tangerine stamp to work. I was having trouble when I was using it before, and it turns out that I was using too much ink. I was pushing it too far into the ink pad. So I'm glad that I got it to work, and I used the little hearts that were on that ink pad. It's a rotary stamp, so there are a whole bunch of different designs to choose from, and I did the hearts, which is really, really cute. This is one that I did not share. It was just using up a whole bunch of stuff from my stash, old crate paper. I don't even know. These might be like simple stories. I'm not even sure. I think this was October afternoon. I was just really glad that I was able to use up so much from my stash. And again, you know, the separation of here's a paper here and one down here, and then doing the things on the diagonal. So like I said, I've really been playing with that design lately, and I'm really having a lot of fun with it too. It's just some silly pictures that I took, and I love the title of, got the squirrel on there. Such a random like piece of ephemera. It's the chipboard sticker from Crate Paper, and you think like, when am I going to use this random like squirrel chipboard? But you know, silly stuff like this, you can find a way to use it. This is one that I did recently for Cheeky Studio, using the August kit, and it's the Notebook Nancy stuff, and it's really more geared toward like planners and maybe like traveler's notebook. I was again using it in my traveler's notebook as well, but I loved that there was a camera, traditional camera ephemera piece in there, and it reminded me of some doing like vacation photos. And so I decided, of course you see the cameras here and some of the pattern paper, so I decided I was going to do some vacation photos in it. I actually got, I think, about 3 vacation layouts done using this kit and all the stuff that came in it. And I chose to do the cell phone for this one because, you know, you take pictures on your cell phone all the time when you go on vacation these days. And I just added some of the flowers here. This was actually a stamp from my stash. I don't remember where I got it. Somebody might have given it to me, but I just used some black ink. There was actually a sketch that came in the kit, and I don't know if I have it handy to show you, but There was something that kind of looked like stitching at first in the sketch. I just decided to do the stamp going kind of in a straight line across here, and then I lined it with some stickers and some of the branding strips from the pattern paper going down the side. And then I just backed the solid color cardstock with some of the pattern paper that came in the collection, the kit collection, and used the Heidi Swap stickers. This one was actually from my stash, and so was this one, just to get a little bit of some journaling spots in there too. So I really like the way that one turned out. This is another vacation layout that I did, and that was the traditional camera ephemera piece that inspired this. This was twine from the layout. I added in these buttons from my stash as well as this journaling spot, but everything else came from the kit. And I really loved the colors of these blue with the pinks and the blacks and the whites. A really, really great color scheme. And this was again inspired from one of the included sketches that you get in the kit. And I'm so glad that she's including sketch inspiration in the kits, because it's so great to open it up. You get all of these great pieces and you also get the sketch inspiration. So I'm going to have a link to the Cheeky Studio store below so that you can find out more information about the Kit Club. This is one that I'm going to share with you on the blog to get some more information. I took a class at the Stampin' Scrap Expo a couple weekends ago, and we got to use this really cool thing called the Mitzi. It's like a big stamp thing. You put all of your stamps where you want them, and then you just kind of put the piece of cardstock in it, and you close it up, and it stamps the whole page for you. It was really, really cool. It's apparently very expensive, but it was really cool to be able to use it in this as part of this class. So we stamped this page, and then we brought this white cardstock home stamped, and we had instructions for how to complete the rest of this. So I completed this at home. I think the class was from Nicole Peterson. So I had a lot of fun creating this. We got all of the supplies that you see here, with the exception of, I think this I added from my stash, but everything else I got to bring home with me in order to complete this page, which was pretty cool. And I love this design. It's something that I probably would not have thought to do myself, but triangles on a scrapbook page, you should totally try it. It's really awesome. And then this was actually the other page from that same Nicole Peterson class that we started working on. We cut the strips for this heart. The heart shape was cut out for us, and then we cut the strips and adhered them to the heart shape. And then we brought everything home and had the instructions to complete the page at home, as well as got all the supplies. I added this and the star here from my stash. Everything else was from this great big kit that we got to bring home. It was so awesome. And then there were instructions for completing, I believe, 4 or 5 more pages. So it was a pretty cool class, and I had a lot of fun, because again, this is something that I would not have thought to do. But I'm definitely gonna do it more, because it's so easy. And she actually said it's a great way to use up some like kind of ugly pattern paper that you have in your stash that you are like, what should I do with it? Just cut it into a big shape like this, and then take other pattern paper that you do like and cut it into these strips and make something that's cool like this. So I really like the way this one turned out. So those are my layouts from August. We'll see how well September goes. There's a Scraptember kind of challenge going on, and I have not been creating one layout per day for September. So already I'm behind, but that's all right. We'll see how September goes, if I can get caught up. I would love to see what you guys are working on, and definitely check out all the links below so that you can follow me on social media and keep up to see what I am creating and follow along on the blog. And I will see you guys next time for more cool scrappy stuff. Bye.